Okie dokes. Hello. First, I'd like to thank everyone for working, especially with me during this process, 10 months. It can be very difficult. I know it was very difficult for a lot of us, including myself. So yeah, now that that's through, I wanted to talk about growth that I've experienced with public allies. Growth is such an interesting thing. When I was thinking of doing my presentation, I actually looked up, the mathematical terms for it, and apparently growth is future minus past over time, apparently, or over past or whatever it is. You know how that works. But basically, it just shows how you've changed, and I'm sure everyone's seen some kind of change with me so far, hopefully for the better. I'm saying still. That's not great, but we're working on it. So how I've noticed my growth was, for starters, how I treat people. When we first started Public Allies, I saw a lot of individuals, and for some time now, I've always found it difficult to just express myself because I'm repulsive. It's easy to not be my friend because I'm difficult to get along with. I say things that are rude. I'm fairly ignorant. I'm kind of stupid sometimes, hopefully, not all the time. But at the same time, I am extremely selfish. And I would confuse that individuality with my selfishness. And I would say, oh, well, I can be this way because this is just me being like my selfish personality. You can't be who you are and let me be who I am and then, criticize me for whatever I have. But the truth is you can, because that's also part of it. And what I learned about individuality and selfishness is that this is all a part of the same circle. It's all a part of the same growth circle. You cannot be a personally developed individual. You can't be a successful professional if you cannot learn how to let go of some things or hold on to some things. And that's basically what the balance is. It's what are you going to let go of from yourself in order to hold on to either something else or something that might be better. It might be the same thing, just at a greater capacity. We were talking with, just a few of us were talking on the way here and yesterday from our meetings and volunteering about the paradox, I guess, of selfishness and how people can be totally self-centered about one thing, but it be justified because it's a just cause. And if there are enough people thinking that this is the right way for this to be, then it's okay, it's cool. Not on, gray moral ground area, but on, black and white type deal there. However, for myself, discovering what it meant to be a professional and letting go of that selfish aspect was saying, hey, I'm not going to know how to do everything. I'm not the greatest at everything, even though I definitely believe I am. And I do need to say that again. I definitely believe that I am the greatest ever. And it is extremely selfish, and it might not be right in some of your eyes, but at the same time, I don't mean it in a way to belittle anyone else. And I believe that's ultimately what Public Allies is for. It's to show your strengths without showing your weaknesses, to bring forth what you can contribute and what you don't have to make the group better doesn't even need to reveal itself. That's what being a professional is. That's what letting go of that personal feeling, that personal side of things is, and allowing yourself to, just be better, not be sorry. I had a promised Bible verse for a couple people, and It is from Corinthians, 1st or 2nd, 13, I think. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I thought as a child, I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. This resonated with me because, come on, like, I don't know if anyone knows, but I'm like 25 years old. I had to think about that. I feel like I'm 22, 21 still. I don't think I look 25, I hope not. But at the same time, I'm entering this manhood stage of my life. And if I'm not already there, I need to start treating other people like they're individuals. They are not just drones that I'm around and that I have to work with to create something or reach some goal. And the more that I learn how to treat people like they'd like to be treated, you know, observing the golden rule, and conforming not necessarily to their ideas or their values or their morals, but just to the situation that we're all placed in for that moment, the better I will be as an individual. Last, I would like to end with a quote from Hawking. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change, I think. I'd like to consider myself intelligent. I hope I am. I'm not the most intelligent, obviously. I feel like there's still a lot of growth and change to be made, even within this group. Hopefully it'll happen before the end of the weekend, but we'll see. Ultimately, I brought that up though, because I feel like Allies was made for us to learn how to adapt to the world changing around us. Whether it be political, like, or, you know, just, you know, your placements, whatever it was, this year has been fairly rough. Like, money's been tight for everybody. And I'm not talking about, like, our personal lives. But yeah, things have been tough, and it's best if we just take what we have and learn to work with it, like, even the sucky parts. So yeah, thanks a bunch.